All right, beautiful. So what we're going to start today with is on the top of your papers, we're going to answer a question. It's going to be, what does it mean to be an American? This is asked to you. There's no right or wrong answer here, but I am looking for meaningful reflection. So an answer for me would be, for me to be an American, it means to balance the rights and responsibilities I have as an American citizen. Something I'm not looking for, a non-example, would be I was born in America. That's okay if that's part of your answer, but I do want some reflection beyond that portion. Another thing I could say would be that, I don't know what it means for me to be an American, because I, coming from a place of privilege, have never had to wrestle with questions of identity and that sort of intersection between my own personal identity and my own American identity. Those things have never been challenged in my position of privilege. So I just haven't evaluated yet. That's another possible answer. So go ahead and take a minute or so, record your answers. We're writing on sheets of paper. Do you have paper to write with? Awesome. And we are going to be turning this in, so please get your names. Please get your names, desk number, and period on the top of that sheet. We're going to be doing three separate activities on this one sheet that we will turn in at the end of class. So for those of you who just walked in, on a sheet of paper, please answer for me, what does it mean to be an American? What does it mean for you to be an American? And I'm looking for meaningful reflection, not just, I was born here, or I live here. Need a little bit more. And if you guys could, please label your answer.
It's your girls, Dan Youngboy, with your morning announcement. If you missed our production of the 12th night this week, this is the last chance to stream it. Look for the posters around the school or on the call board outside the theater for information. As always, thank you for supporting our program. Treasure Island sound crew will not meet today. Again, no sound crew today.
Come out tonight to the James Egan Civic Center for the annual Kick for Cancer soccer game. Your Wildcats will take on the Rittner Huskies tonight at 6 p.m. There is no fan restrictions and no price at the gate. Donations will be accepted to be donated to the American Cancer Society. Let's get a big crowd to cheer on our Wildcats.
From the boys wrestling, we will have a meeting tomorrow, Thursday at 2:30 p.m. in room 130. The last open mat will be immediately after from 3 to 5. The weight room will remain open daily for anyone. Morning lifts are 6 to 7 a.m. Tryouts are November 1st through the 12th. Contact Coach AJ with any questions.
Seniors, if you have not picked them up your senior quest, please pick them up during your lunch period on Thursday, which is today. Seniors, be sure to look for the email from Ms. Vaughn and click the link to sign up for your yearbook and cap and gown pictures to be taken. They start tomorrow, October 22nd, Tuesday, November 2nd, and Wednesday, November 10th. These are the only dates that are scheduled.
Thursday, October 21st, today, boys basketball workouts will be canceled. Tryouts start November 1st. Please make sure you have all your paperwork needed, especially a sports physical on file before November 1st. You will not be able to try out with incomplete paperwork. Check your email for Mrs. Chappelle if you have any questions or concerns on what paperwork is needed to participate.
Anyone interested in trying out for winter sports, boys or girls basketball, boys or girls wrestling, girls swimming, you need to make sure your parent completes the online sports participation form in the parent portal and upload a current physical. Basketball and wrestling tryouts start November 1st, and girls swimming starts November 8th. All forms and physicals must be turned in prior to the start date for you to participate. No forms will be taken on the first day of tryouts.
Seniors, very important. Hazelwood School District requires that all students take either the ACT or the AS American graduation. Every 12th grade student will be given the opportunity to take the ACT with a fee waiver. The ACT fee waiver directions and opportunity to register for these December 11th ACT tests will be taking place in seniors math classes throughout October. Make sure to register and take the December test. Spots are filling up fast. College visits are open to juniors and seniors with a 2.0 GPA or better. Siemens Harrison's counselor office for a pass. October 21st at 8 a.m. for Illinois Wesleyan University and at 9:15 a.m. for CMO. And that's all we have for you, Cats. Remember, once a Wildcat,
Always a Wildcat.
catch you in the PM.
All right, so I think you guys had a good amount of time to get that question done. If you guys came in late, we're answering the question of what does it mean to be an American? Something beyond I live here or I was born here. All right, so we're gonna do a think, pair, share with this. So as best as we can, let's pair up into groups of 2, groups of 3 if we have to, or if we got odd numbers anywhere. And let's just share with your partner what you have down. So take a couple minutes with this. And then we're gonna come back together right after to share aloud with the whole class. Just a couple minutes. That works, yeah. Alright, so let's be sharing. Heard a little bit of talking here, but really try to dig in with each other. Also, some of us are writing a lot, so if anyone needs any extra paper at any point today, just let me know and I'll grab you an extra sheet. Let's do a couple more minutes with this. Just try to share as much as we're comfortable with. Let's have our phones in our pockets or purse or bag, please. We're not going to need those out today. All right, so let's go ahead and come all together. Who wants to share what they think it means to be an American?
I'll go.
Yep.
I said to be an American, it means breaking the rules whites have gave us black people, and it means setting trends and making things different in the world.
Okay, yeah. Could you elaborate on that a little bit further, especially the first half of that? I don't know if I heard correctly.
Could you also try to speak a whole lot?
Yeah, remember we do have the masks, everybody, and we have those shields, so let's try to project as much as possible so everybody can hear. This is a big class.
Want me to read it again?
If you don't mind, yeah, go ahead.
Said, to be an American, it means breaking the rules whites have gave us black people, and it also means setting trends and making things different in the world.
Okay, so am I hearing a little bit of independence, a little bit of rebelliousness? Am I on the right track there? Yeah, that definitely is part of our, our American mythology for sure. We're rebels. We started, our country started with a rebellion. Anyone else want to share what they have down for what it means to be an American? Sorry. Oh, yeah, go ahead, sorry.
I said being American means freedom yet first. It means that I have access to clean water, great food, and wonderful attractions, but quality comes to expensive healthcare, laws benefiting the majority, and living in society where many are blind to the struggle.
That's very good, thank you. So we have a balance between good and bad here in America. We do have good access to resources, but there's also some serious drawbacks. I mean, that's part of what we're looking at in this class is we're looking at the ways in which our society isn't giving equal treatment to all people at all times. Can I have one more person share? I know I see a lot of really good responses on your papers. Does anyone want to share out? No. Yeah, go ahead.
It's like generic, but I said wanting equality and change for everyone around the world.
So wanting equality and change for everyone around the world. That's a big one, especially as we see in our history, we move away from being isolated here in America to sort of, reaching our hands out into other countries, making sure that democracy as much as possible is upheld. Well, very good answers for everybody. I heard a little bit about ideals, American freedom. And here's a quote from the Declaration of Independence. All of us should have seen this at some point in our educational careers, but it says, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." So one of the answers I would give for what it means for me to be an American with my experience is that those rights in my life have largely been upheld by the government. The government has done a good job of protecting and providing those rights to me. But as we'll see today through history and a little bit today, that has not always been the case. We state these ideals but don't always meet the lofty expectations that they place on our government and on our people. So what are we going to be doing today? So you all have sheets of paper in front of you. We're going to be doing 3 activities with that sheet that you'll turn in at the end of class. The first you've already done, answering that question, what does it mean to be an American? The second, we'll be doing a free write. Sorry, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I'll give you that one. Yeah. The second will be a free write, and the third we'll be revisiting that question after visiting the material that we have encountered today. What learning do I expect from you guys today? One, I want you guys to understand and explain the broad history of Asian American immigration into the U.S. I want you to also understand and explain the United States' attempts to limit that immigration and the integration of Asians into our culture and into our country. And lastly, using that history that we pick up, I want you guys to analyze and discuss the current state of identity and depression facing Asian Americans today. Does that sound good for everybody? Everyone understand what you'll be turning in? So just that sheet of paper as you guys walk out. Does that work for everybody? Yeah? No, that's awesome. All right, starting off, this is a map of Asia. How many of you have seen this in its entirety before? A couple? So have most of you not seen a map of Asia like this projected on a board? I'm seeing a couple no's, a couple yeses. So it's looking a little inconsistent throughout the class. Well, this is Asia, and we don't get a lot of exposure to Asian history and immigration within our educational system today, unfortunately, but we will be covering some of it today. What jumps out to you about this map right off the bat? What is interesting to you guys? Yeah?
Russia is by far the biggest.
Yeah, Russia is huge. Not a lot of people realize that most of Russia is in Asia. Actually, 75% of Russia's landmass is in Asia, but 75% of its population is in Europe. Another student earlier today threw out the term Eurasian. That's E-U-R Asian. That is the term that would describe Russia because they are both. They have a mix of both there. Anything else jump out to you guys about this map? Anything surprising? Anything interesting? Where do you guys think most of the people are? Where do you think most of the people live? In Russia. So not quite Russia. Okay, so China's one of them. That is, one of the most populated countries in the world, also in Asia. Any other guesses? India. Yeah, that's exactly right. So there are several different regions throughout Asia. It's a huge continent, biggest in the world. You have Eastern Asia, which is going to be China, Japan, Korea, Mongolia, those countries. You have Southeastern, which are going to be, those island countries of the Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia. You have Burma, Vietnam is in Southeastern Asia. You have Southern Asia, which has the most people in the whole continent. That is India, Pakistan, Iran, these countries right here. You can't read very well. We're not going to be testing on this sort of thing. And then we have Western Asia, which is going to be everything west of Iran. You have Iraq, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Israel, those countries. So